50 North Rapp Road. Also, would like to reiterate the support for the moratorium. It's the prudent decision to take the time to reevaluate the decisions that have been made prior without all the information or the input of the community. In addition, I just wanted to touch base about my previous record requests. I did receive some of them. However, I'm looking over my notes and I have several from my November meeting I still have not heard back from. I wanted to know where the working copy of that zoning resolution that you started with came from, and what changes that you made personally as this board to that working copy that you received, and also how long of a process it took to finish that, what review you did, and what documents or references you looked at before you made those changes. Like I said, previous meetings, I had been involved in solar and wind zoning and sat through several hours of meetings of them reviewing documents, studies, environmental impacts, and other things that contributed to the decisions they made. So I'd like to know what source documents you used and also what you plan on tapping into in the future. Those were from the November meeting. In December, I asked for the information about Jacob Barnes's compensation, which I did receive some of it, but I have not received any expense reports, reimbursements, or credit card statements. And I do see in the previous minutes that you voted to give him a credit card. So I know that you have those documentation. I'm just curious why I don't have that yet. I did receive emails that I'm still going through, but I did not receive the text messages either. And in addition, I would like to add to my request any emails or text messages between Michael Hood and Matt Hireman. Also, I'd like to know if the Township Board is aware of how many other townships Jacob is working for, as he is a main employee here at our township. I know of at least 4 other municipalities that he is working with, and we all know that there are only so many hours in a day. I also asked in December for if there was geolocation available for the township vehicle, and where it was parked, and who had access to drive it. January 15th meeting, I also asked for the full scope of services and the signed contract along with all documentation of compensation to both Glenn Grisdale and Reveille Consulting Services, which I did not receive yet. And then I would also like to add that I would like the board to officially disclose if any trustee or township employee has any type of non-disclosure agreement that they have signed. And I would like to know when all the minutes for any meeting or hearing, as Mr. Stopar mentioned, those hearing minutes should also be available online. And then I noticed in an article that was put out. Can I ask about the article that was in the Toledo Free Press? I'm just trying to understand if you could give even just a brief explanation after I sit down. It mentioned a newly formed CIC, the Community Improvement Corporation for Economic Development. How is that different than JEDS and the job that Jacob does full-time? That's